Alright, I'm home. Whew. Long day at work. Wonder what's going on here. Whoa, look at that. Got a package. Must be the new keyboard. Don't mind my cat. She's gonna love this box though. You wanna see what's inside? Boom. Alright, we got the Keychron. What the heck? Why is this thing already open? That looks so sloppy. They just threw it in there. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. Look at that though, the box is all damaged. Do you see that? Here too? That is so sloppy. Alright, we got the power cable here. And we've got, looks like a few extra keycaps for like switching between Mac and Windows. Keycap puller, pretty standard stuff. Let's take a look at the keyboard though. That's not bad. It's not damaged. Okay. Alright. What's up everybody, Switch and Click here today. We have a very exciting keyboard for you. The Keychron K1. So, I got my coffee here. Let's have a quick discussion about it. The Keychron K1 is a low-profile mechanical keyboard. Well, what is low profile, you may be asking? Well, as you can tell, it's very thin. It makes it light, easily portable. It has a different style switch, actually. As you can see here, it is a low profile, which means that it's thinner than a normal switch. Right there. It just makes the keyboard thinner, easier to carry around, take with you. Let me put this keycap back on. If we compare it to another keyboard that we have here, this is the HyperX Alloy Koi Origin Pro? I think that's what it is. Anyways, I'm just showing it for reference anyway, so the name doesn't matter too much. As you can see, the switch on this one is much thicker. Let's compare the two actually. So this one's a low profile, and then this one's a normal size keyboard. As you can see, it's much thinner and smaller and easier to carry around. Low profile keyboards have a different style switch as well, and you know, it's smaller. It has generally a smaller actuation distance and overall travel distance. Now that we've explained what low profile means, let's just jump right into the review. So we ordered the full size layout for the K1. It comes in 10 keyless or full size. I think there's like a $20 difference. If you go for the bigger one like we did, it costs just a little bit more. The 10 keyless just doesn't have the number pad. Pretty standard stuff. We also got RGB lighting. There's a choice between white lighting and RGB. We chose RGB for the purpose of the video. We wanted to show off all the different light options, which there are 18 of actually. They're very easy to switch through because you have a dedicated key for it right here. Right there. That's for changing the light options. Some of the features included are, it's very easy to switch between Mac and Windows, and it comes with keycaps so that you can swap out based on which layout you're using. that helps you switch between Windows and Mac keyboard layouts. It makes it really easy, basically, to configure your keyboard for either one, and it's optimized for both operating systems. So it's pretty. You also have the choice between Bluetooth, or you can do it wired. So it's nice because you don't always have to rely on Bluetooth, and whenever you run out of battery, you can just plug it in. There are a few lights on the top right-hand corner of the keyboard. One is, the standard for num lock, and then the other one's for caps lock. But then you also have two additional lights, one for Windows and one for Mac. So you can tell just by looking at it which keyboard setup you are currently configured for. There's also a light in the top left-hand corner that will show you how much battery is left. So if it's green, that means it's a full battery, and if it's red, that means it's pretty low. So it's probably time to charge it. On the back of the keyboard, it has 4 studs. These are mainly just to help, 4 rubber studs. These are mainly to help keep the keyboard from slipping around when you're using it. It makes it more stable and less likely to slide around. There are no adjustable settings for it, unfortunately, so you have to use it flat. And since it's a low profile keyboard, it's already really close to so it may not be for you if you like to have like a slight angle when you type, because this will be extremely flat against the desk. So our impressions of this keyboard. Well, when the box arrived, it was damaged and it looked kind of sloppy the way it was packed. The box was like already open sort of, and it was damaged. The keyboard was fine, it was just the whole shipping method looked like it needed some work. And after I received the package, I did a little research, and apparently a lot of people have had this problem with Keychron. It's just they have trouble with shipping their parts without getting damaged. So you have to look out for that when you order stuff from Keychron, apparently. As far as actually using the keyboard, impressions of it, picking it up, are it feels really nice in your hands. It has like a thin, but it has like a nice weight to it. It feels pretty nice. It looks pretty sleek and professional, like you could use it in an office without distracting anybody, even though it has Rgb lighting. Once we started typing with it though, we realized we weren't really a big fan of the keyboard at all. So it's sort of our tradition. I know we're a relatively new channel, but we already have tradition because we're like that. It's kind of our tradition for every time we get a new keyboard that we write a blog post with it. And this blog post was a pain in the butt to write because we did not like typing on this keyboard. The low profile switches, and in this specific keyboard were the Gateron Blue low profile switches. They just are not fun to use. They have a horrible sound. It could just be personal preference, but they just don't sound good. They sound kind of clingy, and like it's just, to me, it's unbearable. My wife doesn't like it either, Betty. We'll have a quick test for you guys later so you can figure out for yourselves. Another thing that we don't like about it is how flat the keycaps are. They're incredibly flat. There's no round to them at all, so you can't really tell where your fingers are when you're typing. It's really easy to get lost and press on the wrong key. When we were doing a typing test, we both had to slow ourselves down so we could actually type accurately the normal way that we like to. It definitely takes some adjustment to get used to, so keep that in mind if you want to purchase this keyboard. Also, the keycaps are very dark black. I mean, it's black, of course it's dark, but they're very flat, and they're like the ABS plastic. One thing I've noticed specifically with this keyboard is when you type with it, you just get like those greasy, shiny marks everywhere. My hands were clean, and after typing with it for 5 minutes, it looked like I'd eaten an entire bag of potato chips and just wiped my hand down the keyboard. It was pretty bad. So definitely watch out for that. Make sure your hands are always clean when you use it. Even if they are, you'll still get those little greasy marks. And personally, I can't stand that, so it would have been nice to see like a different color maybe, or some sort of texture into the plastic. PBT plastic would also be a great choice instead of the ABS, because that generally doesn't build up that greasy layer on top. So in conclusion, it's a nice looking keyboard. It has a lot of features. It's wireless, wired, you can connect to Mac and Windows and switch between them pretty flawlessly. It has a whole lot of RGB lighting customization options. It has a decent battery life, but there were a lot of downsides, and some of those include the shipping was really, really sloppy. I would have liked to see it, come shipped without the container open. We had 3 main complaints. The switches were horrible. We don't like the Gateron Blue low profiles at all. The plastic was really bad, and it develops like a greasy look to it after very short usage. And 3, the keycaps are incredibly flat, and it's just a very difficult keyboard to type on, and our experience with typing with it wasn't very great. And that's the main thing we look for when we review keyboards, is how much do we enjoy using them, because if you buy a keyboard, especially a mechanical one, you can expect that thing to last up to a decade or more even. So you want it something that feels good to type on and makes you feel good for using it. So overall, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody unless you really want a low profile keyboard and you like all the features on the Keychron K1. Otherwise, it's hard for me to give this our sign off. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the review. I know it was mostly negative, but we try and keep it honest and real with you guys. If you want a more detailed breakdown of everything, you can check out the blog in the description below. We put a lot of work into the blog posts, and we like to see when people check everything out, and it really means a lot to us. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for checking out the video.